The Golden State Warriors have a clear group of players that are expected to sign once Jonathan Kuminga's free agency is settled, but perhaps another veteran name could be added to the list of potential additions to the roster. Kevin Love's arrival at the Utah Jazz earlier this offseason was always expected to be short-lived, with a rising expectation that the veteran big man will secure a buyout with the franchise before suiting up for a single game. Warriors could get the chance to reunite Kevin Love and Jimmy Butler. Love, of course, is a recent former teammate of Jimmy Butler's at the Miami Heat, having appeared in 91 games together, which included an historic run to the NBA Finals as the 8th seed in 2023. Love spoke in August following Butler's trade to the Bay Area about their relationship on and off the court, with his words suggesting that the two would be open to a reunion if Golden State were interested in the 5x All-Star. "It was certainly tough to see him go because we were close away from the floor. And on the floor, we meshed and played well together. I felt like I spaced the floor for him. I was always looking for him. Would the Warriors actually be interested though? There's certainly been times in the past where Love has been seen as an ideal target for the franchise, largely because his floor spacing and passing ability would be an excellent fit within the Golden State offense. Age and health concerns have now caught up to Love in recent years, suggesting the Warriors could easily turn their eye away from turning a longtime foe into a friend. The 37-year-old only appeared in 23 games for the Heat last season, having spent time away from the franchise to deal with personal matters. When he was on the floor, Love certainly didn't resemble the sort of player that had once made him one of the best big men in the league. He averaged 5.3 points and 4.1 rebounds in 10.9 minutes per game, shooting 35.7% from the floor and 35.8% from three-point range. Add in the fact that Golden State are expected to sign Al Horford in free agency, and it's unlikely that they'll also show interest in Love when he becomes available. Perhaps they could argue that Love and Horford, or Quinton Post, could play minutes together given their skill sets, but it's still hard to see him earning a consistent rotation role for Steve Kerr. Stranger things have happened though, and it's still very much worth monitoring from a Warrior perspective, particularly once Love's buyout with the Jazz is finalized. Despite the stalemate, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler have reached out to Kuminga as he and his agent, Aaron Turner, attempt to strike a deal with the franchise. Kuminga is the domino that triggers the rest of their plans. So, it's no surprise Kuminga's phone lit up on the business front over the past few weeks, ESPN's Anthony Slater and Shams Charania wrote. His star teammates Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green have reached out, checking on Kuminga, his plans, and his mindset. Kuminga's agent, Turner, has delivered the latest proposals from the front office after a week of increased negotiations. Kuminga and Turner met with general manager Mike Dunleavy and owner Joe Lacob during NBA Summer League in Las Vegas, but were unable to reach an agreement. The two parties are largely expected to find a temporary solution, but the process has kept Golden State from making other transactions. Curry, Green, and Butler understand the circumstances and the expected course of action. While the Warriors have not made any official moves, they have a plan for how they will proceed once Kuminga's situation is resolved. The Warriors have planned to at least use their taxpayer mid-level, Al Horford is the target, and have had strong discussions with veterans DeAnthony Melton, Gary Payton II and Seth Curry, sources said. It's why Curry, Butler and Green are not agitating behind the scenes. They know the strategy, sources said, and have approved that anticipated result, Slater and Charania wrote. But the tentative plan hard caps them at the second apron and means $22.5 million is the most they could give Kuminga next season while holding 15 rostered players, a figure that has so far proven too low for Kuminga to accept in a multi-year deal attached to a team option. Recently, ClutchPoint's NBA insider Brett Ziegel discussed how Kuminga has felt undervalued by the Warriors throughout this off-season's negotiation process, leading to the notion that he is eyeing free agency in 2026, regardless of the outcome. Unless Golden State was willing to offer him a long-term deal in the $25 million to $30 million per year range this offseason, Kuminga and his representation have had their eyes set on 2026 free agency, when multiple teams will have a lot of cap space to pursue the athletic forward, Ziegel wrote at the start of September. With Kuminga's status in limbo and negotiating tactics not working for either side, the young forward may end up returning to the Dubs by accepting his qualifying offer. The Warriors will begin training camp and set their eyes on the preseason in roughly 2 weeks, and they still have just 9 players under contract.